Let's get into impressions. I love this game. It is ticking so many boxes for me as an old school Halo fan. Jason, can you join in with us? Jump into the waiting room, my friend. I shall drag you in. How are you, my friend?
Oh, living the dream.
Living the dream, Jace. Aren't we all? Halo Infinite is upon us. You and I have been playing it nearly non-stop.
All I can think about is playing it.
That's it. Honestly, like I messaged, you and the guys this morning. I was like, I might have an hour at lunchtime to jump in for a match, and me and Ben did so. And I mean, keen to get your thoughts. Kim in chat says, go play it, stream it. I honestly, Kim, after this stream, I'm going to play it. And if it's going to play well enough while I stream, then yeah, I'll certainly be streaming it. So
yeah,
tune in. Yes, Jason, obviously we were playing, you jumped in on the tech preview as well, but now it's out full beta, all the maps, playlists, battle pass, just your general thoughts on Halo Infinite beta.
Yeah, I think it's great now that we're actually able to play it without having to worry about the time constraints. I think that was one of the biggest things that I was worried about. It's like, okay, gotta play. They're trying to get, I didn't really get a chance to explore the whole game, now that it's out in beta. You can have a little bit more time to, okay, maybe I want to play around with this rifle a little bit more. Maybe I want to see what customization options there are, or, what settings there are and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm loving it. It feels like Halo, and that's not to detract from Halo 5. I don't know about you, Shane, but I actually really enjoyed playing Halo 5's multiplayer. I think the mechanics felt fresh and new, but I think a lot of OG Halo fans weren't really a fan. So I think a lot of the sentiment I'm seeing on Twitter is like Halo's back, or I feel like a teenager again. Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel. I feel so good. I'm doing things that I'm ashamed to say on air because it's classic Halo stuff like teabagging, but it's all part of the. You gotta show this generation what Halo's all about,
Yeah, I'll echo that sentiment that you just chimed in on it. And when our mutual friend Ben asked before he'd started playing, how does it feel to be playing Halo again? I said that it feels like I've been living overseas since 2007. And I've finally come home. We haven't had a gameplay experience like great Halo since then. And that's not to say that Halo Reach multiplayer, Halo 4, Halo 5 multiplayer, any multiplayer was bad. It's just Halo, the great Halo arena feeling of 2 and 3 in particular hasn't been in the popular zeitgeist since 2007, since the launch of Halo 3. And shooters have changed then in ways, for the most part, that I personally don't enjoy. I don't play Call of Duty, I don't play Apex, I don't play Fortnite. I play Siege, and Siege is a very different shooter to all of those I just mentioned, and Halo. But we haven't had a fantastic arena Halo game like this, and I'm with you. I enjoyed Halo 5's multiplayer. I put many hours into Halo 5 multiplayer. In fact, if they did a PC port of the game, I would have been playing Halo 5 multiplayer regularly. But it, the criticism from old school Halo fans, I think, is a valid one. That's not to say it's bad. It's just, for me, it wasn't that classic Halo multiplayer that we loved a decade ago. It was still fun. It was just a new type of fun. We didn't have, AR starts or anything like that. We didn't have, what am I trying to think of? The thoughts just failing me out of my head. Kim, thanks for the subscription. I don't get that alert often. Thank you very much. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yes, and all the different Spartan abilities as well. Like, they put a huge emphasis on speed and movement, which hasn't necessarily been Halo's forte, right? It's been about creativity, fair starts, a sandbox, power weapons, map control, and that was evident. And pardon me, it existed in Halo 5 in a new way. So yeah, I'm totally with you. Like, Halo 5 was a whole lot of fun. I'm just really happy that we have something more that feels like the sequel to Halo 3 multiplayer that we never got. I think
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think the fact that our good friend Ben can jump in and play with us, it harkens back to, anyone can jump in and play. It's everyone's, sure, this person might have a cat ears on their helmet, but it doesn't affect the gameplay at all. Everyone's on equal footing. There's one power weapon that you're all fighting for control over, and that requires that bit of teamwork as well, but everyone plays a part. Last night we were playing a game where a few of us were aggressors and some of us were hanging back and defending points and whatnot. I think that worked really well, and everyone had a role to play. Everyone was just having fun, and like as much as I love playing Rainbow Six, like this is nice and arcadey, and like it's nice to sit back and have fun playing Halo again, as opposed to getting down and serious and leaning around corners and like yes you are, Ben. Yes you are. Ben in chat says he is an FPS god. He is a frame rates per second god. It's I've started not playing Rainbow Six Siege as much because I just get too overwhelmed and I'm just getting angry. It's classic gamer rage, but I'm really happy to see what Halo is. And I think I said this on one of your shows a while ago, or it might have been like a Reacts episode to one of the E3 thingamajiggers. What do you call them? Conferences?
Yep.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. And because you reminded me that I said it, I really hope that Halo is back on top. And looking at the Steam numbers, it might be. What were the Steam numbers?
Yeah, so it peaked on shadow dropping the game on a Monday, in the middle of the day. It peaked at 270,000 concurrents, 272,000 concurrents on Steam, which is the best Xbox published. The highest peak concurrent player base for a game published by Xbox. Previously, Forza Horizon 5 had broken that just a few weeks ago with, I think, 160,000 concurrents. And before that...
that's right, yeah.
I forget where Forza Horizon 5 peaked at, but Halo Master Chief Chief Collection had done really well when it first launched on Steam. And also Age of Empires just recently as well. So, obviously, the game is free to play. You don't even need Game Pass to play this game. But important to note as well that this doesn't factor in Xbox One console numbers, Xbox Series console numbers, PC on the Windows Store or the Xbox app as well, just Steam. So we're going to get into it a bit later. Forza Horizon 5 just hit 10 million plays in its first week, and that's a paid and like all Game Pass game. Halo's free to play. I can't imagine what the numbers are right now. I've got a feeling 343 will keep its cards close to its chest until launch day on December 8th and say the game's out, and by the way, it's already been played by 15 million people, something like that. It's not hard to think. In fact, I put out a video earlier this year saying that I think Halo Infinite eclipses 25 million players before the end of the year. I really think it's
wow.
And I think that's being modest, honestly. We're going to talk about it in a bit soon, but just like an hour or two ago, campaign previews dropped. And
I saw that. I haven't seen any of the previews.
I won't say anything, just to say that like the 4 that I read from Australian outlets, universally positive and excited. So I was hyped just 2 hours ago. I was like, I did not expect this to drop right now. So yeah, we'll get into those in a bit. Jason, let's pivot now to the Battle Pass side of things. One element of Halo Infinite's multiplayer that is being heavily criticized, I think with fair reason. The main criticism right now is that like progressing the battle pass is too slow. There are 100 tiers to get to. You at least initially weren't rewarded for completing matches, winning matches, performing well in matches. The only way to progress the battle pass was by completing particular challenges that force you to play in a way that you might not necessarily want to, or that might not necessarily mean that you're playing the objective or working as a team particularly well. So 343 has since addressed that. They've said they're listening to feedback. They've now implemented 50 XP being rewarded for each game played, whether a win or loss, which I think is a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that getting as close as we can to a performance-based model where you are rewarded XP in the battle pass based on your contribution to the game, essentially, is going to be where it needs to land, at least in my eyes. But I'm keen to hear your thoughts on how you're feeling as a new player, and the changes being made.
Well, I think I'm going to bring it up again. The comparisons that I can bring it to is Rainbow Six Siege, only because that's the main multiplayer game that I've been playing for the last, how many years now?
6, something?
Something like that, yeah, man. Have they gotten to 100 operators yet?
No, 60, close to 60?
Oh, not long. Because even their battle pass system, I feel like I'm making good progress, and I haven't really felt like, oh man, I'm grinding. I mean, like, people are on there playing games and like multiplayer matches and whatnot all the time on there, and I'm not playing as often, so that's why I feel like I'm a bit more grindy. But this one in particular, we've been playing a lot, and I'm only at like level 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I'll hit level 5 today. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been playing. If this was Siege, I'd be on levels like 9 or 10 or something like that. With the amount of hours that I've played of it, I can't imagine how many hours you've played on, what level you would be on.
Yeah, I'm just opening Steam now to check how many hours I've got.
Yeah, so it's been interesting to see the criticisms. Like, I didn't really think about it until people started talking about it, and I thought, you know what, yeah, and I think one of the things I think about is when they had their big reveal of the multiplayer, that they said that the battle pass does not expire, and I think that's kind of their idea of extending the longevity of the battle pass. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't expire, but you'll be chipping away at it for like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to get to level 100, you're going to have to pump in thousands of hours into it, which, for the hardcore people, they'll get to it pretty easily. But like for the casual player like me, I want that ODST helmet, baby.
Right.
I want my Spartan looking like slick, and some of the awesome like rewards that you get are towards the end, and like, I do want to be playing those, and I also want to be supporting this free to play game by investing in the battle passes, because those rewards are enticing. They're awesome, and some of the best cosmetics that I like love to see is Halo stuff, and some of the Instagram accounts that I follow are like Halo fan art accounts. There's this girl in Sydney, and I can't remember the name of it. She does Apex Legends as well, but she does awesome Halo like fan art with cool like customized Mjolnir armor, and it's just cool aesthetic that I love to see. It's my aesthetic. I love space stuff like that. That's why I'm excited for Starfield over Elder Scrolls, But sorry, I'm going off tangent. Like, bringing you back to the battle pass, like I think the fact that they've acknowledged that they need to work on it a little bit more is a good sign. And one of the things that I do appreciate about 343 and Bungie as well is that they really do take into consideration what the community says,
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if they follow through with that, and I think they're one of the companies that actually will. So I'm excited to see. How about you, Shane?
Sure. Yeah, no, I just want to quickly get to chat. Kim says, I think a lot of games that have battle passes always need a bit of tweaking and adjusting. Blood Hunt recently had the same issues with their pass, and they just implemented some changes. As long as the devs are listening, it can easily be fixed, in my honest opinion. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does that mean? IMHO.
My honest opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, look, I think with any live service game, right? Like, there's a reason why they're that way because they are there to evolve and change. And look at Final Fantasy XIV, a game that notoriously had a shocking launch, and now is one of the biggest MMOs in the world because Square Enix doubled down, invested, and listened to fan feedback, and now it is in a fantastic place. The same thing happened with Siege as well, right? Like, it launched buggy, cheaters, balance issues, hit registration issues, like so many issues, but they stuck with it, and now it's got a healthy, thriving community. The fact that 343 has openly stated that this is a platform for Halo for the next 10 years at the very minimum, which is the exact same thing that Siege, that Ubisoft said when Siege launched as well. I think, I'm not concerned about this. Like, I am just so stoked that the foundation we have here with Halo Infinite is as rock solid as it is on day one, and all the ancillary stuff that at least in the mind of most players needs to be fixed will be fixed. Like, they are going to do whatever they can within reasonable means to keep the community happy and keep them coming back. And yeah, to Kim's point, I think it's just a matter of time until we find ourselves at a version of the Battle Pass that is fair. It won't do everything that the community is asking for, but it'll be, I suppose, a lot more gratifying of an experience 1 month, 3 months, 6 months from now. I do think the changes that at least I want to see, and that I think the community at large have been discussing again around a performance-based mode where you are rewarded for the how well you perform on objectives, or and you're contributing to the team overall. I think that's going to take a time because it seems like the system they have in place right now is all about those challenges. So I think maybe you'll see added challenges for winning a game or getting particular medals perhaps, but it really
sticking people,
it really seems intrinsically tied to those challenges. So I hope they can rework it in a way soon that is going to be as gratifying as people want. I also want to take this conversation in a different direction as well, Jace, and just I missed the Back Pocket Tonight last night, but I was just watching the VOD after work today before I went live, and they had a great discussion on the nature of what we expect from live service games, particularly competitive shooters like Halo, and how we want to be hooked to play. And they were kind of, what's the correct term? They were kind of disheartened by the fact that it is no longer enough in the eyes of most players, I would say, that the game feels fantastic and is fun. Like, that is not enough to hook millions of people to play anymore. You need to be, players want and need to be working towards something. They need the carrot at the end of the stick. They need that T100 item that they will feel rewarded by when they get to it. Steph was talking about how when she's completed the new content in Destiny, and she's got everything that she wants to unlock, that the game's dead to her until the next DLC releases, right?
That's a good point, yeah.
And I feel as though that's a real shame because, before, when we look back at Halo's heyday, battle passes didn't exist. Halo 3, you would just go there, and what would keep you coming back is, rotating playlists. It would be flood playlist, with energy swords, or griff ball, or shoddy snipers has been added to the rotation, so you jump in for the week. They were the original in-game events, if you will. That are kept
now the different game modes.
I really, that conversation they had really opened my eyes to think, oh wow, I myself haven't been too, I suppose, down on the battle pass just because I'm having so much fun. I like for my characters to look cool. I don't necessarily need to have the carrot at the end of the stick, but it seems like a lot of people really love that. And I'm just like, look, if I can unlock some cool shit, go for it. I'll give you money because, I'm having so much fun that I want to unlock cool stuff to make me look awesome. But if it's not there, I just the game is so fun that even if there was no battle pass, I'd still be playing it as much as I possibly can.
Because I really got into Halo multiplayer around Halo Reach. So,
Right.
like, we didn't really have ADSL internet until round about Halo Reach came out, and that's when I was able to jump on multiplayer and get on that. And I pumped hours into Halo Reach multiplayer, and Halo Infinite's taken a lot of cues from Reach in the terms of customization, because the level of customization in Infinite looks, or they say they want to try and get on par and even better than what it was in Reach, and I can see that because I got to the point playing Halo Reach where I unlocked the skull of the helmet with the flaming helmet, basically, which is like one of the biggest things that you can achieve, right? And then I just kept playing after that, and that was the thing that I unlocked, which made me feel like the hours that I put into this game was worth it. You know, it was the reward for, you know, you've put in hours, you've got all these wins, and this is your reward. Like, thank you so much for playing. Your person will forever be on fire. So I think there's that where I think players want to feel rewarded for their time. And so that's I think that's where I can see this generation coming from, because like back in our day, we didn't have an internet connection, so our reward is being able to finish games faster, right? I mean, I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog and being able to get to the end quicker than my brothers.
Right.
Yeah, and nowadays I guess the landscape's changed a little bit, and I totally understand. Like, yeah, the reward is the game itself. But yeah, nowadays it's I think that's what the Gen Zers are talking about, and think about the like the social media ability, like
social
the way. Yeah, like, you know, you put it up on your Instagrams, like, look how cool this looks, or blah, 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 or like releasing short clips of it, and making a highlight trailer or something and putting it on the internet. That in turn is free advertising for the game, right?
100%. Yeah, I follow particular people on Twitter just to see their awesome clips. Like Mint Blitz, he's an Australian Halo creator. He's absolutely nuts.
Insane. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm kind of not quite on the same page as you with that one, Shane, but only because I want the ODST skins.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's it. Look, to my original point, I'm not going to say no to awesome skins. In fact, you give me a battle pass in Halo, I'm going to buy it, because while I'm playing, I might as well be unlocking cool shit. So look, I think just quickly before we wrap up this section on Halo and I'll let you go, what any other immediate changes you'd like to see? I, for one, and I can't believe we hadn't discussed this offline while we were playing, Jace, is that the variety in playlists isn't there. Like, we don't have free for all, we don't have Team Slayer, Team SWAT.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's quick play and big team battle.
Yeah. I mean, it is in beta, they say, so they can kind of get away with this. But yeah, I'd love to be able to choose, okay, I only want to play Slayer, free for all, or I want to play Capture the Flag, that kind of stuff. And I think, looking back at some of the other playlists back in the Halo days, or even in Master Chief Collection, I think I wanted to play a particular game. It's like, okay, I want to play Griffball tonight. And the lobby will just be empty and I wouldn't be able to play a game because people don't want to be in it. And I think it's kind of a good thing. But yeah, I'd love to be able to, like, I don't really feel like playing like Strongholds tonight, or I don't really want to capture the flag. I just want kills, you know? Yeah, that's one thing that I'd like to see. That's for now, you know, obviously I want a few more story elements, but that's just because I'm a Halo lore whore. You know, ask me about, you know, what's Zeta Halo all about, and where's 343 Guilty Spark right now. Tell you what, he's not in this galaxy anymore, and he's still alive. Yep. Anyway, but no, if you're listening to this and you're deciding whether or not to play Halo, the answer is yes, absolutely play Halo Infinite. It's so much fun.
It's so good. Anyway, man, thanks for chiming in. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I feel like my long waffled explanations are always I'm doing it again, so I'm gonna stop there. But thank you for having me.
All right, pleasure. I'll let's jump on after this.
Sounds good. I might actually jump on right now.
See you, mate.
See ya.